Output captured. Be set to the correct thing. Up. Maybe not. Capturing fine. Hello there.
Well, let us know if you can hear that
I
stick beat.
see that they can.
We're setting up some stick beats. Stick beats incoming.
Don't know why. Literally just like it's not processing. Like even the volume mixer doesn't have anything coming from Google Chrome right now. See that?
Is it because the TV's muted?
Maybe.
What would be causing that? Don't you think it'd be like a mid-video broadcast is eating the sound off somewhere weird?
Okay. Data restart. And there we have it. What are we painting today? I am painting a pinup dwarf lady. Colin is painting a bunch of pinup orcs.
Lots of orcs. They're undead zombie orcs. Bottles of stick. These are not bad.
Back of that one.
They do got the muscles though.
2, 6. Good, good. I'm glad that you hear the music. Also, hopefully our voices are coming through just fine. Is everything good on your end, Tibber? You're fine. Checking on you. You might need to get your whatever mini you're.
It's my left thumb. Counting a smiley face on my left thumb. Tasty, great.
It is.
Easy on me, baby.
Not see. This other thing.
Bigify the chat? You can bigify the you're a genius.
I was trying to figure out how to show my how to get my bar back down here. So I had to reinstall. Here y'all both just fine. Nice.
Woo.
Is it splitting so bad? What the fuck?
I don't know if you can hear me okay. I think I have to talk loud and consistent for you to hear. Fucking darn it!
Loud and consistent speaking is pretty good.
With nothing.
What do you mean?
You're gonna need a paper towel, you're gonna need a cup of water.
Listen, I was like, paint, brushes, mini. That's all I fucking need.
I mean, really, kinda.
You can use my paper towel if you want.
Oh my god, I don't want to share with no Bambi. What is it?
I don't know. Nothing.
Well, this paint got bricked up real fast. I don't know what happened.
You want to use the blendinator?
No, not that problem. I think that like a water drop, like a whole bunch of water just made its way over into this like paint pile that I was working with, and it's all separated and awful now.
Oh no.
Actually unusable, sadly. It's a good color though.
Pretty good.
Oh, bro, it's you. How's it going, my dude?
We need some more meme songs. More songs to be like shouting out of nowhere.
Well, I wake up in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and I get real high. No. Up there, up there, yeah, where?
I don't have a boat.
Oh, take a good hard look at the motherfucking boat.
A host?
Uh-huh.
A hostess with the mostest.
Thank you, though. Happy Working Wednesday, Wonderful Wednesday, whatever you want to call it Wednesday.
Wino Wednesday?
Wino Wednesday today, Celeste. Alright, you get the option. Are you ready? I picked 3 minis.
3 minis.
That's so many.
5.
Many.
Peter. The minis that you're always like, I don't care about these minis, so I can mess them up. They don't matter.
Well, here you go.
Important.
MR Smart.
MR Orc.
Say, and I'll be EMR Orc.
MR Orcs. You know, are orcs just actually super smart because they're like never technically wrong?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's only 40k works.
Yeah, but I mean, like, what other orcs am I going to be referencing?
And the answer is no. Because even though they are how they are, they're not always right. They're actually
Fair.
often still wrong. It's
Fair.
just... There's just like... It's just weird. It's weird, right?
What do you mean? Please tell me the 40k lore of the orc.
The whole thing with orcs in the Warhammer universe is that like the whatever they think is reality tends to be reality. So for example, orc guns don't have bullets in them. Or usually don't have bullets in them. The orc just picks up the gun and is like, yeah, I'm gonna shoot the gun, it's got bullets in it, and then shoots the gun and bullets come out. Their vehicles that they build don't actually work. Like, by any measure of, like, technological whatever, it's just a bunch of, like, planks and wheels and metal bits all jammed together into a thing that looks like kind of like a vehicle, and they're like, yeah, let's go. We gotta go. And then it drives. And they might be like, oh snap, we're out of gas. And all of a sudden they're out of gas and the vehicle doesn't work. But
like they think that things that are painted red go faster, so if they paint something red, it goes faster.
But they're just so canonically stupid that it does, like, if they were intelligent, they would rule the universe because they would know that they had this power, but they don't really understand that they have this power. They just kind of manifests around them as they live their lives, and they're so focused on like, all we want to do is get in big groups of orcs and go war and fight in big wars because that's fun, and that
One of
sounds like
the-
a good time. And so they just go do.
One of the
Speaking
fun
of
stories I heard recently was it's a pretty common thing for Marines to like run out of ammo while they're fighting orcs. And so they just start making like gun noises at the orcs, and because they're making gun noises, the like orcs believe they're shooting at them, so they are still shooting at them basically. But there was a platoon of Marines that was doing that, and they got countered by the orcs, who all started yelling, "I'm a tank, I'm a tank, I'm a tank." And so the bullets stopped, the fake bullets stopped hurting them, and the real bullets too, for that matter.
Orcs are very much the like, in a world of darkness and awfulness, they're the comedy and the fun and the just joyfulness and weirdness that exists in the universe.
They're the slapstick.
They're the slapstick humor, for sure.
Yeah, honestly, it's been a while.
Good.
Do we?
Ooh, wait.
Listen, she's so cute. That's probably my favorite mini of yours. I did not realize.
I'm not even halfway done painting.
It's a good mini.
That's
It's a-
such a good mini.
It's actually got a really good like definition in her thigh,
That's exactly. Thigh.
or her calf. That's what I mean.
Leg.
Leg. Honestly, either way, it's very hard to look at.
I like leg.
Silver. It is time to whip out the silver. How's everyone doing?
Yeah. Last time I went first was wins and losses and stuff. So.
Win. We got extra life coming up, and that's a huge win. Woo!
True. Eat extra life.
Losses. It's not an extra life yet. Boo, boo, sucks.
I went for me. I think Darkest Dungeon 2 coming out was really cool.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for kind of some more like content coming out for it for sure.
Already? Oh no.
I mean, it's like I could keep playing it, but what I don't want to do is like 100% all the unlocks while it's in early access, and then like when I get more content to go and do, I already have all the unlock content done, sort of thing.
Okay.
So I don't want to just sit there and grind the like unlock stuff right off the bat.
Oh,
But Darkest Dungeon 2 is super hype. Getting things ready for Extra Life. I'm really excited about the D&D stuff.
So I painted this guy, right? And I painted him with the same color all around, the same coat, same technique, and everything. Nothing different. There's like here is like very dark red, right? But on the back, you can see all the highlights of the like bright red on the tops of his muscles and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because of the primer spraying that I did. It's dark underneath and then light from the top.
Right.
It's all the stuff, and then this paint is so thin that it lets the highlights come through like super well.
The like underlayer come through.
Mm-hmm.
Sick.
I'm super excited about it. I wish I had primed these all a bit better than I did, but it comes through in some place. Cool.
Outside of Darkest Dungeon, like I've got the next couple days off, which is a pretty big win in my book. Off until Tuesday. I think that I haven't got it set up yet, but the some of the bits for specifically the D&D stream that I'm planning, getting the interactive PNGs for people talking, I'm actually pretty excited for.
The one you sent over today,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that looks really freaking cool. Although, thank you for getting those emotes, even though I didn't really get to like do anything with them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the originals in our
In me and his chat
in our
and
chat.
Discord.
And
now I've got them in the admin channel.
most importantly, if you ever put images in Discord to save them, or in any kind of chat to save them, say what the images are in text right next to them. Otherwise, you're going to be looking for like Rin's character sheet and then scrolling up because the emotes are right above Rin's character sheet.
I don't have that kind of memory, so I would just be like lost.
Darkest Dungeon, Extra Life.
Darkest Dungeon, Extra Life stuff, like things have been pretty chill. Getting Pathfinder up on YouTube, getting that started up has been really nice.
This is the one that you originally posted and had audio issues with while we were out of town?
Yeah, and Kenna actually ended up having the same audio issues because I just exported them in a hurry. Basically, if I put the video into my Adobe software and then start the export before the clip has fully loaded, it will not load the audio on the export.
Did you end up re-uploading those videos?
Yeah. Okay. I looked out enough to be able to find all the stuff I needed.
Yeah, actually just like strip some audio from some weird comedy from the 1980s.
Turned his entire D&D content YouTube video just into a bunch of split up TikToks.
Here's my D&D actual play in TikTok form.
You'd be breaking ground on content. No one's probably done that before.
Oh,
Success.
I think there may be a reason for that. I suspect.
Alright, Yukon, any actual like wins or
I think the loss of the week is honestly not having any vacation time left. Like I've got a day and a half left for the whole rest.
Yeah.
Super feels bad. I did not plan my vacation. Well, it's not that I didn't plan my vacation well. I really feel like I kind of did plan my vacation well this year. It's just with like COVID and like the way COVID affected me and stuff like that, like lockdown affected me. I just had to take so many more just days off this year, just like random days off, that it just drained all my vacation time away into nothing. That and taking a 2-week break for visiting home and stuff this year, like a lot.
Yeah, I mean, like we had Cancun, you had your trip back home. I guess Cancun we didn't really actually take up that much time for, but
Yeah, Cancun was just like 1 or 2 days off, I think. I think it was 2 days. So what? Yeah, that's okay though. This is kind of the first year where this has really happened, where I haven't had just like a ton of vacation time at the end of the year.
true.
Normally-
You usually hit up that, like, you take every Friday off for the rest of the year.
Yeah, November hits and I'm just like, all right, 1 day a week. Rest of the year, that's been my plan. But
I'm very, very excited for the end of the year, like, lull in, like, trade show activity.
oh yeah,
I'm so freaking ready, dude.
that'll be nice.
Yeah, usually in like November, December, things are nice and chill. And like I've only got like one vertical that still even has like shows left for the rest of the year, but they've just been so busy and like requesting so many extra items. So it's like I don't have. I literally sent out like the last of my stock today before I left for the weekend.
Right.
Which is good. That means they're using it.
Yeah, for sure. But also kind of scary because if with only having like somewhat lowered shows compared to normal, but in actuality I don't have like lower shows than normal at this time. I actually have like a pretty good volume right now.
Borrow from another vertical.
Well, I mean like my shared stuff
Oh.
running out is the
Oh, yikes.
but a lot of that comes down to like one of my verticals recently, like I sent a shipment of like 5 tablecloths out to a single show.
Tablecloth was a banned word when I was in marketing.
A banned word.
I've completely covered up my own thing over there. Sorry. I just realized that my chat was minimized. I'm kind of the worst.
Don't think I can make
I can do it.
do it.
Yeah. If I don't risk the sausages. Safety. There's no safety.
Chicken! Chicken? Chicken! Don't even come through. It. Darn Skippy.
Darn Skippy there, Keto.
Also, Durkee, I don't know if you have been around for a painting stream before, but this is when we ask us anything and we will answer it. And if you want to talk about anything, we're here to talk about it. Even if it has nothing to do with gaming. Ah, Lord.
Oh, Lord above, have mercy on my soul.
You guys received or got any good information out of Fizzband?
I
haven't read it.
definitely have read any of Fizzband's. Yep.
Nope, haven't read it.
Listen, it's been a little busy. I did read through the stats for the Dragon Ball. The rework of the Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
They're pretty cool. I've got Gemstone Dragonborn now, also. Those were
How are you guys?
seems like a solid improvement overall on the speech.
To be completely honest, the last couple of days I've woken up and been really tired. And so I drank an energy drink yesterday.
Oh.
And I drank an energy drink today.
Whoa.
Yeah. And needless to say, at like 11:30, I was like, woo! When I finally had the time, I was like,
I'm Crash. Hello, I am Crash Benedict.
No, I have backup like spare Red Bulls that are sitting in the bottom of my pantry for some reason. So they've just been there. Grace Monster.
Don't love it, but
And Robert's a coffee drinker.
Honestly, I can take so much like solace out of the fact that I tried to switch to coffee and it was worse for me.
It was worse for you?
Yeah.
Worse for you? How?
When I was drinking coffee, I had like constant that pain in my lower back. Like I'm guessing it's something like kidney or area.
Yeah.
It was just like a constant, like really, really bad. But when I drink Monster, I don't have that pain.
Nice. I didn't even think about the fact that I haven't seen you drinking your coffee in a long time.
Yeah, there was a couple days where I drank Monster instead, just out of like laziness and accessibility. But I realized that pain went away, so I was like, oh, well.
I was like, there was a point where I was getting really sleepy from allergies and stuff. So I started taking allergy medication. And allergy medication like helped a lot, but I'm like I'm not getting this like terrible allergies as bad anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was taking this allergy medication for years. Then I found out because my doctor was like, yo, you should stop taking that allergy medicine and try this instead. And I was like, oh, okay, let me try that. But like every time I stopped taking allergy medication, I was way more sleepy when because allergies but I was having this like constant like I was still drowsy all the time and I had this brain fog that was super bad. And then I stopped taking that allergy medication that I was on and started taking just like a nasal spray stuff instead.
Yep.
And all of my brain fog and sleepiness went away. And I was like, oh, I've just been doing this for years. I've just been subjecting myself to a drug that induces drowsiness and brain fog for literally years. Nice. Way to go.
Always good to like run just like a wellness check.
Run a little cleanse.
I went to the doctor today for your heart. Oh no. What happened?
It's too big. His heart's just too big.
It doesn't fit in his body. It's like sticking out the front.
Yeah. If it was, that'd be kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. That would make you super unique, but it'll
Pretty
be...
sure this eye.
I know that there's an IRL turtle whose heart developed outside of its shell.
Yeah.
It was cute.
Bum, 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 bum.
But yeah, I've been trying to like stay off of caffeine and stay off of coffee and stay off of like specifically like coffee and tea just hits different sometimes.
Like coffee versus tea or coffee and tea?
Either one.
Oh really?
Yeah. And
Such
so
tea.
so it's like weird because if I drink tea or have caffeine or have sugar or have whatever too early in the morning, I just get nauseous.
Huh?
It just makes me like so nauseous. And so I stopped doing that, and it's fine because now I'm not nauseous. But you know, definitely always a struggle. But yeah, you can tell how low I get, like with sleepiness and stuff, based off if I am drinking an energy drink or coffee or whatever.
Yeah, pretty.
To have medicine to slow down my heart so that I don't have a heart attack with a splash and die. So super scary.
That's wild.
That is very scary.
But also kind of cool.
Kind of cool.
That is kind of cool.
You're
Kind of like the Flash.
Whoa.
Listen, there was a super iconic Flash scene in the Batman animated series where he like sped up his heart
where it was beating so fast that Batman couldn't tell it was beating, and then he broke out of his chains and then kicked Batman's ass.
Yeah, beat up Batman. So the takeaway from this is that if Sergey was off his meds, then he could beat up Batman.
Or be Batman.
His heart might explode, but he'd beat up Batman. So it's like a give and take.
I guess it depends on which Batman, right?
Yeah.
The one from Batman Beyond.
The old man?
Yeah.
I think I could just beat up that Batman regular.
Oh yeah, you think? I bet he'd beat you up.
I mean, problem.
I bet he'd kick your ass.
He's pretty thick.
He is, or you are?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. If you could be the sidekick to a single superhero,
Static Shock.
Static Shock is who you would be the sidekick?
Dude, I love Static Shock. He was such a cool guy.
Yeah.
Or fucking Beast Boy. I love Beast Boy.
Does being a person's sidekick assume that you have somewhat similar powers to them?
No.
No.
Completely separate.
Not at all.
You just get
You're
to
just
be
a
a
regular
supporting
dude that's a
character.
sidekick for
Yep.
that person.
Yeah. You're just you, but you're a sidekick to them, so you have to like put yourself in danger all the time. It's a real good gig, honestly.
Okay.
Robin. You would be a sidekick to Robin, or you would be Robin?
Yeah.
I need to be a sidekick.
Martian Manhunter.
Martian Manhunter.
I'm surprised you didn't go Moon.
Moon.
I mean, no. If I were Moon Knight's sidekick, I would be fucking dead.
The
Can I be Northern Lion's sidekick? Oh.
Dude.
Hey.
My hands are covered in red. And this is my favorite mini. My favorite mini you've ever owned. This is my next cosplay. People are gonna be like, Eric, get your ass off that barrel. I'm gonna be like, no. Yeah.
Harry, what are you doing? I'm cosplaying.
I'm cosplaying.
Cosplaying.
You're naked. I know, it's cosplay.
Listen, there's a version of that for every character. Oh, she is wearing clothes. Okay.
She
I thought this
is.
version she didn't have clothes.
I think I specifically got the version where she was closed.
Okay. I've seen the one where she doesn't have clothes. This is a good mini.
It's a super good mini. You got a donk. That donk.
She got the front and back on.
Front and back don't.
Yeah. How are we? Mariah, how are you?
I'm great. I'm on vacation, dude. Officially. I'm like
Fruitin'?
been playing some Binding of Isaac a little bit and a couple of
I
other
saw you win
roguelikes
last
I've been
night.
practicing. Does he ever not win?
Yes.
Lose at Isaac all the time. So bad.
I wish you the best, dude. Hades seems like so much more difficult to me than the fact. Like I couldn't even beat Hades. I gave up.
I couldn't beat Hades until this last time that I came back, and then I got my first win, and then I immediately got my like second, third, and fourth.
But didn't you like do it for the
Clout? Yeah.
For the challenge last year?
Yeah, I didn't complete the challenge last year.
Oh, you failed on the
Yeah.
Hades?
I think I failed on Hades, yeah. I
Hades the
honestly
last one?
don't expect to complete the challenge this year. Because there's no like official rules, I kind of just order them however I feel like it. This year I'm doing Isaac, Hades, Monster Train, Neon Abyss, and Spelunky last. But it's mostly just like I think the normal split for Isaac a win into Hades win would be like probably like an hour and a half. And then like it from there it's like that's the ideal scenario, right? And then like if everything goes perfectly and I win my first run on all the runs, then it'll be fine. But I don't really expect to win my first run of all of them.
What are your plans for Thanksgiving? I'm gonna wear waffle earrings.
I'm going to wear a giant waffle out.
One of us is telling the truth.
Got gloves out in the garage.
What did you say?
I thought it was like a glove that was like waffle pattern. Oh, it's waffle pattern. It has a waffle on it.
It's just like a cute pattern.
What? I need to see these.
Stocking.
I need to see these.
God, I'm gonna cry. The only thing that's gonna get Ryan out of his chair is to go prove me wrong about the
Okay, while you're out there, make sure you grab the
Oh my
waffle.
God.
The waffle glove. I need to see these.
So
What is chat?
when I was a kid, my family used to do Thanksgiving like 3 days in a row. We would have like a Thanksgiving on Tuesday, where we'd meet up with my like dad's parents, or it might have been Wednesday. We'd meet up with my dad's parents. Thursday early morning, we would go to my cousin on my dad's side, and then like sometimes that night or that afternoon, we'd go to the other cousins. And then late on Thanksgiving night, we would usually have a lot of people over and we would like throw a party. And then the next day and or that weekend, we would go to like Black Friday, and then we would visit with my mom's side of the family. Sometimes they'd come to like my dad's side of the family stuff, or it would all just like be together. But it used to be like freaking 16 plus pies and like 5, 6, 7 dozen deviled eggs, like a big shindig. But when I moved away, and then by the time I moved back,
They're just waffles. They're just waffles from that distance.
But like,
yeah. But when I moved back, my parents have gotten older, and there are just some holidays that they're just like, no shit's given. I don't give a shit. And so when we do Thanksgiving with my side of the family, it's really just like, all right, let's get together for a day, and we might cook or we might order in. I don't know. Let's just hang out and bullshit and play cards or something. So usually we drive out to my parents for Thanksgiving, and then all the roommates get to go. And then Christmas is like at my house or one of my siblings' houses every year, and I like swap. But yeah, holidays are kind of a huge deal.
Which is funny because when I first moved in, it was like, well, Colin, you kind of can't go to Thanksgiving because it's family. If their only holidays are family only, they don't really do like friends for Thanksgiving or Thanksgiving Day. And then like the year after that, it was like, okay, no one cares anymore. Everyone can just show up on Thanksgiving now.
Yeah, well, it really just like also once you broke the ice, I think you were the thing that broke my camel's back. Yeah, I think my family was like, well, He doesn't look like us. He certainly doesn't talk like us. He's from Washington,
I
And
saw plenty of y'all.
and he doesn't have a nose like us.
No, I don't.
I mean, he's got dark hair and bright eyes. What are we gonna do with him? I guess we'll keep him. And then once you started getting invited to family events, they're like, hey, that straggling friend over there, you want to bring them too? How about your cute coworker? You want to bring her? And I was like, come on. Your birthday's on Thanksgiving every year.
My birthday is almost on Thanksgiving. Wait, Thanksgiving isn't on the same day every year. Oh.
No, I know, it's a joke. But you're drawing orcs. Painting orcs. Sorry. That's exciting. What's that like?
Wait, Sergey.
Wait, hold on.
Wait, Sergey, when's your birthday? Wait, hold on. We have the same birthday. We have the same birthday. We have the same birthday.
You're probably 12 years older.
Only 12? I'm turning 29.
Wait, are you?
I'm turning 29.
He's not 25.
I'm an old man.
29?
I'm turning 29.
Ew.
Thanks.
No, I'm not. I'm sorry. You're turning 14. Nice. 14 is such a good age.
15 years old.
God.
Old man over here.
But
Did you
we
take-
have the same birthday.
You do have
This
the
is
same birthday.
Freaking cool. I love that.
Pretty cool.
I like having the same birthday as other people.
I'm so excited. My birthday twins are freaking cool. Like Gig'em.
Oh, Gig'em's your birthday twin?
Mm-hmm.
That's funny.
And my friend George is also one of my birthday twins, and he is so freaking fabulous in all different ways. When I met him, like how many years ago, he was just kind of like your average Joe.
Then he met you and then changed to a human being.
No, he just took a turn. He just took a turn and like took rainbow paint and slapped it all over his face, and then just fucking got in the gym and became a bodybuilder. And
I'm not doing that.
you could just do it though. I love
I don't
it.
know if I've ever known someone who had the same birthday as me.
You do have a very
I know a lot of people. Well, because the problem is if you're born in April, like you kind of default, like gravitate towards being born on 420.
What if I told you that one of my exes has your birthday?
I'd believe you because it's just like a day.
It is just in fact a day.
Just a day, my dude.
This is so
After
fracking
show.
jacked. Hello, Aftershock.
Your birthday. What do you do on Thanksgiving? Oh my gosh. Now, I mean, do you love turkey or do you hate it? Oh, so awful. I hate it. I hate it for you. Both of your family gets together. You always have off on your birthday. That's nice. Also, it's kind of a weird part of the year. Ooh, you get to wake up in the morning on your birthday and get the Macy's Day Parade. Ah, I have a parade every birthday. Assuming that y'all didn't like wake up and watch the Macy's Day Parade.
Okay.
Got all the balloons.
I don't know if I've ever.
Local equivalent that was like an extension of the Macy's Day Parade. I know we went to
Thanksgiving Day parades are like a thing everywhere, but Macy's is when they have those big floating balloons and they march down like downtown New York and stuff.
I
Okay.
don't think I've ever watched the Macy's Day Parade.
You love food. What kind?
I mean, isn't the whole day of Thanksgiving dedicated to football?
I don't think so. I think there's something missing there.
No, I'm pretty sure it's just football.
That's the most Kansas thing you've ever said.
I'll tell you.
So do people
It's the
like
Cowboys, dude.
bring you food for your birthday? Like,
It probably just sounds like a normal birthday.
dude, no. Birthdays around holidays are not normal.
You have to, like, each... Tack.
It's just not normal.
I don't know, man. What do you know? I'm turning.
My sister, one of my sisters, is a New Year's Eve baby.
Oh,
Brother was born on leap year.
no, your brother was so young.
Mm-hmm.
Just kidding. You know how to tell a leap year baby from other people in society? Tell you.
Get ready for big news.
FaZe Clan went public.
But I don't know if that's big news.
What does that mean?
The esports organization is known for a bunch of really scummy practices, including
Esports.
like pump and dumping fake cryptocurrencies,
Also
And, like-
very well known for being a shithead Rust build.
and like there's been a multiple giveaways that
It's
they've done where
guy.
they like the giveaway stuff.
Oh, sir.
Oh no, what?
Sure, you got 10k viewpoints. Also, hi, it's Guy.
It's Guy. I was talking about you the other day. One, do you play Binding of Isaac, Hades, or what's that other game? What's the one that y'all are playing?
Dark
For-
Dungeon?
Darkest Dungeon?
The one that y'all are crawling.
Oh, Crawl, I think it's called.
Have you ever played that game?
Crawl's not actually like a roguelite or whatever.
I thought it was.
Friend.
So
I mean, it kind of is, but...
What's the one you guys are racing in?
Crawl.
so we're not actually racing, we're just playing Crawl.
Yeah, originally it was gonna be like a race, and then it like changed.
Crawl's like, think like Dead by Daylight, but it's Wizard of Legend instead. Did you ever play Wizard of Legend or see that one?
I've seen.
Or it's like a Isaac style game. Like it's very similar to a roguelite, but like also one person is playing the roguelite and then the other players are like possessing items in the room to try to kill the person who's playing the roguelite.
Oh, okay. All right. Kind of like a prop hunt.
Kind of like Prop Hunt except like with guns.
Prop hunt has guns.
I mean, but the props have guns.
Oh, the prop instead of the
The
people,
props are hunting the
have-
people, yeah.
The props are the hunters. In reverse prop hunt. Okay, cool. I'm still playing Hades. I haven't done it. Dude, Hades is hard. I could not beat that game.
I've recently had a couple breakthroughs with Hades. It's been real nice.
Yeah, the first day that you like won your first Hades run, and you like did it in what, like an hour?
My first Hades win, I don't remember, it took like 40 minutes or something like that. But
Wait,
also,
you were-
Hades is
you
one of
were-
those games that like you build up like your mirror, and once your mirror is like fully upgraded, then it gets a lot easier because you get like higher rarity drops and more lives and more HP and more gold, and you deal more damage, and
This is like your permanent progress stuff.
yeah. Oh, that's not good.
I need to stay up all night, all morning for life for support. Aww. Wish you the best of luck. But
No, I need to like sleep vicariously through you. when you wake up and you're like feeling rested and you're like, "Tibbers, come." It's actually not that bad. I haven't had an exhausted 24-hour stream yet.
yeah, it hasn't been.
I haven't.
I think the year that our internet shut down was really rough.
Okay, yes, I agree.
But also, that was the same year that we went to Walmart at like 12 o'clock the night before because we were unprepared.
Hey, there's a small history of unpreparedness in our group.
I think that we're the most prepared out of any 24-hour stream we've ever done. I think we're the most freaking prepared and the most ahead of schedule. Like, I think it was actually just like
What do y'all
cool.
Finished painting the mech for Battle Tank.
I'm painting a bunch of undead orcs and goblins.
I painted a hot dwarf, and now I'm painting a hot gladiator.
Mine are for the Zombicide Green Horde board game.
And mine are just for me to look at.
I'm painting Talisman Minis because I'm almost finished with them, and I really need to get through them, even though they're boring as heck.
Y'all need minis? You got a resin printer.
Oh boy!
What?
Wait.
So do you have
So many
anything else? So
Oh, no.
I have so many questions. Is it stinky? Like on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being like
you can't
garbage,
ask people that,
and
Colin.
1 being like it actually smells like roses. Because I want one so bad, but I can't really justify having it in my room if it stinks real bad and it's messy. And I know they're kind of messy, but they've also gotten so much better in the last few years.
Yeah, I feel like the alcohol smell is worse than the resin.
Alcohol smell. Listen, I can smell alcohol. Is it like rubbing
So,
alcohol?
Is it
for
like
cleaning?
isopropyl alcohol, or
Is it like during the process, or is it like
or
for
do you
cleaning?
have to drink?
I have the Mono SE.
Okay.
Oh, you have mono.
So,
No one who has a 3D printer has Mono.
Okay, good. You should get one.
Don't
You'll
be
never
mean.
get it.
don't be mean.
I mean, listen, I would buy a 3D printer if it prevented certain illnesses, If you could link the two, I would do it.
The workforce is just as messy as you are. 91% isopropyl. You use that for the wash. Oh yeah, for like you pull the mini out of the resin vat and then you go to like clean the mini for acceptable use, and that's when the isopropyl alcohol is used, I assume.
Texas 2 MVP, Texas 2 MVP. Donate extra life here. I don't know why your emote didn't work.
What?
Must be something.
What is
about
that?
What? That's your extra life.
Oh,
Because you have the timed extra life thing.
garbage in my chat right now.
It seems confusing.
That's how it is.
Uh-huh.
Whoop.
That looks correct for the typing.
Some of my emotes don't do correctly. In my
I guess.
opinion.
Oh, it's because it's not sub to you.
Oh yeah, makes sense. That's a good point. 'Cause I remember a lot of like jokes around like people intentionally gift subbing Streamlabs to your channel because the emotes don't work otherwise.
Gosh.
Now I understand why people would do that.
When the print is done, it goes in an IPA wash. I love IPAs for
God.
5 to 7 minutes.
Okay.
Then support cleaning, then cure in 405 nanometer UV light.
Yep.
For 5 to 10 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's sick. Also, how did you get into it? What made you want to get it? Also, what do you like making? Because I currently follow
Printing family photos and Christmas ornament shaped lithographs in transparent green. That's big. That's very cool.
I currently follow a creator that just prints Halo related content.
Oh yeah? Why do you follow them?
I follow them.
Uh-huh.
Fucking full size fucking bazookas and shit. Like he's actually just like killing it in the game. But I can never afford any of his
I
stuff.
feel like our household is probably, if I were to rate people on like likelihood of having a 3D printer, I think I would put our household very, very high. But we just haven't like got.
I have a 3D printer in my Amazon cart that's been there for 4 years.
Yeah, I mean, I hit a point where it was like earlier this year. I was like looking through Amazon. I got recommended a bunch of 3D printers on Facebook or something like that, and I was like, "Holy shit! These things are like actually so affordable and like not even that big, and like
They're so
I-
much better
I can-
these days.
I can so see the logic that Colin like went through when he was wanting to get printed.
Like, it's cool and all, but I would want a craft like space. You know what I mean?
That's why I built a big old craft space.
I would want like a craft room. Sorry.
Oh yeah. That's fair. Tibbers stream room, Texas Deviant stream room, yeah.
I don't
Crafting
know what I would
room.
do in my freaking. I don't know what I would do in my office anymore. Because we could sound.
Nothing. That's just where Robert was.
No, it wouldn't. He would definitely want to be in one of the. Because we've got. I think that. Ooh. Would he?
Building. There's no way he would stay in the office.
No. I would put myself here. He would put himself here. Do you know why?
Right.
The freaking carpet would help with the sound issues. And then 2, you can't put a workout room upstairs with 2 people who are thunkers.
Yeah.
We don't just bump on a treadmill. We're like thunk. Like
Yeah, your treadmill will be downstairs.
yeah, if we were to actually like have a workout room or wrestling mat or anything like that, it would have to be in a downstairs space,
That's fair.
or we'd destroy the floor.
Someone hold
So.
a mini up to the camera. Let's see how it's going. I think I'm the only one with a completed mini for the day, unless Colin's got
I've
one.
got so many
Also,
that completed but are showcaseable, I guess. You want to go grab one of my red ones?
we do have hand cameras normally.
We're on a low budget setup today.
Yeah, we're not
We got
set up at all.
a lot of
Stuff going on. Camera focus.
Yeah, for those who don't know, we have a stream this weekend.
But I actually are really getting super high quality on top.
Oh my gosh.
Don't worry, there's no TOS on.
Art channels. Oh, sorry. I told you that's so cute. You're a big fan of Vallejo? Vallejo's a good brand.
You use Vallejo?
all of these paints over here are Vallejo. All my paints upstairs are Vallejo. I love Vallejo paints.
I'm a Turbo Dork fan.
You can't paint.
That's untrue.
You're
and
not
people
painting with it right now.
are wrong.
I will purposely buy minis so that I can just Turbo Dork from one.
No, man. I think they would look good, but they just look better if you use real paints occasionally.
No,
Probably
not
true.
true. Not true.
True.
But the other paints that we use, these are the Reaper paints, right?
Yeah.
They're just
Basically, what happened was like,
yeah, they are. They're the Reaper
I
Mini.
don't
The Reaper Mini.
Okay.
basically what happened was we were at Reaper and we're like, we want minis for D&D. And then I was like, well, what if we got like painted our minis for D&D? And I just went over to their bargain bin where they had like all these like half-used paint that were all $1 each. And I just grabbed a bunch of them for $1 each. Brought those home with some Reaper paintbrushes, and we still have most of those today. At some point, I was like, I want nicer paints. Then I bought a bunch of Vallejo paints for myself and stuff like that.
And at this point, I've tried other paints. I like the... Hold on, where is it? I like the Army Painter War Paint. I like the consistency and the like, most of the colors are actually like super rich.
Yeah, I like the Army Painter stuff too.
But I just feel like it's almost a little thick for my taste. A lot of them come out like super concentrated, but also very thick.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what the Vallejo, or not the Vallejo, the Reaper paints are pre-diluted, so they are very thin paint.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to like water them down. Whereas any of the like Army Painter stuff, it'll be just as good if you water it down, but it's that extra step.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say I'm a lazy painter, but I'm kind of a lazy painter.
I mean, the Reaper Mini, these Reaper paints are very easy to use.
Yeah, they do the work. They do a good job.
But
they're not bad.
Also, seriously, cuz if you can get the STLs of minis you want, I can run them off for keep. That mini he just showed would be like 10 milliliters of resin. So about
game and was like, yeah, no, I know this person. Like, wait, hold on, I totally know this person. And yeah, oh, I think they were in the other day, like, blah, 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 blah. Like, that's my fucking cousin.
That's cool.
I
dude?
don't think you guys have met Matt.
I don't know.
I think you had this conversation before, and I think Colin said that he has met Matt, but it was like what?
Maybe.
I know you've met Nikki and Chris, and they're like second cousins, but my only real cousin is Matt.
I've been to lots of Thanksgivings and Christmas.
He's absolutely gorgeous, and his wife and children are beautiful too. And more importantly, they're so smart.
Last one.
Oh my
God. He says, I need sleep. I'm alert. Promise I will not go to sleep early for extra life. I really want to stay.
Sweet. Yeah, dude. I like. My problem is always that I was like, there's those mini subscription services that you can get with like $15 a month, and they send you like 30 STL files. And I've always wanted to like the STL files always look so good on those. And I was like, man, I want these minis, but how am I gonna get them? I just wait for them to show up on like Etsy or something, and then I had to buy them through some like Etsy provider or something.
You know what I would really like, which is kind of weird? Could you throw these metal pieces? You just 3D print anything that you can make.
Yeah, you could 3D print earrings.
Why not? You have to get the files.
Yeah. What do you mean, just make the files? You mean?
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's what
I mean, it wasn't that hard to 3D tippers. It wasn't actually that difficult.
If anyone's gonna be able to do it, it's you.
The actual, like, I think that you can export this file.
The only problem with
that so much.
3D printing design stuff is that you have to consider like support and like structural integrity. But with earrings, like you probably don't, because they're just so small.
Oh my gosh. I would love to buy my mom and buy my sister's Tibbers earrings. Oh my god.
And yourself?
No.
Tibbers earrings.
so cool. Also, Sergey, I hope you get some good sleep, sir.
Me too.
You deserve it.
Earrings are easy, especially in resin. Problem is, it's brittle. Pros use resin printing to make the molds for cats. That makes sense. My dad used to work for Boeing. He used to work with those old school giant stereolithographs for like making models for like resin cast models for plane wing design and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
The stuff that you can do with printers are insane.
I honestly just Jonathan Shadwell has a 3D printer and he just makes random things for him and his kids and like, oh, I made this thing to hold my minis, or I made this thing to do the da-da-da, and it's like, I love the idea of creative people having a 3D printer and just letting them loose. Whereas
Loose upon the world.
I don't think I would be that creative. I mean, like Kuda, I watch Kuda stream all the time, and he'll just have his. He has his 3D printer like running in the background as he's like playing games and stuff, and just watching that thing. I don't think I could have it in my house. It'd be like kind of cat-like, just like. I don't know. I don't think I would get anything done. I already don't get a lot of stuff done. But yeah, no, I freaking. You're right though. These are cheater minis. You're right. You called me out at the very beginning of the stream.
It's your own device, man.
So I'm painting minis that I don't care about. So
you only watch it for the first week. After that, it becomes background noise.
Oh man. Oh, I watched. It's not World of Tanks. What am I thinking?
World of Warships.
World of Warships. I pulled it up the other day, and I was just like, I'm trying to understand what's going on. I just wanted to know. I casually like saw it out of the corner of my stream eye, and I pulled it up and was like, I think I could.
She's brought World of Warships up more than any other game in probably the last 4 years.
Actually, I've never heard you talk that much about a game other than Halo. Get around to playing it, man. It's probably not that hard to get into.
I don't know, man.
Are you worried you're gonna ruin the?
Yeah, you might like it.
The game virginity with it. Play it.
I am scared I would like it, and then all of my time would get sunk into yet again another game.
Oh no. Gamer plays games. Gamer is sad.
Oh. Slowly rummaging through the games that are on my list. I like being able to complete games currently. It's working out pretty good for me.
True. Can definitely feel that.
I have a list of too many that are open right now. Also, this mini is just not a very good mini.
Yeah, I mean those Talisman ones, they're from a bygone era, you know.
I don't know what that means.
They're old. They're old. Games have gotten better at making minis since then. It used to be so expensive to make little minis like that. Now it's a lot cheaper to make more detailed, complex ones. So you have game studios coming out with board games that have really nice looking minis.
Like, this would be a Talisman mini if it came out today.
Yeah, definitely.
Jeez, okay. Yeah, I see that. Their newer set of minis for Talisman are kind of like that.
Like, even the jump from the expansion that we have compared to the base game is like a pretty big step up as far as quality goes.
I mean, just wait until I get the Monster Hunter board game next year.
Or me, the Witcher one.
Yeah. Board game year.
We should. You know what we should do for Thanksgiving?
What should we do for Thanksgiving
say
besides having a cooking competition?
Just say F my family on my dad's side, and and just be like, hey man, Shan, you want to play Warhammer?
Listen, I play some Warhammer, but I think only me and Ryan. I mean, you want to play some Warhammer? I'm fucking down.
What a better way to celebrate Thanksgiving than mass murder, right?
I'd be down. Sounds like I think it'd be fun.
That would be so much
Really
fun.
fun.
They live not a hop, skip, and a jump, but like a hop away.
Now, okay, so from the south, which means that, oftentimes you'd rather drive 7 hours than take a plane ride. How far is a hop and a skip and a jump? Oh, that's cool. That's fine. I thought you meant like they're gonna be 7 hours away.
No.
Slowly getting used to that, but I'm not there yet.
Yeah, it's twice the distance of. I don't have Warhammer Fantasy Army. Still got my 40K stuff.
Colin plays Warhammer Fantasy with one of our old roommates on Roll20. They invited me for a game. It was pretty hype.
So I have played lots of 40K in my time. I've got a half-built Tyranid army and a half-built Eldar army, and some scattered. The second half of the Necron half of the Indominus box, which is like the new Space Marines versus Necrons battle box that came out, and none of those are painted. But it's been probably
got, like
8 years since I've played Warhammer 40,000.
You know what else
Really
though?
paper.
You know what else we can just do? We
What's
could
that?
just play D&D. We could just play a one shot, and that's just roll up a character.
I mean, I don't see why.
Also,
not both.
we have before on multiple occasions. So
Cool.
He's a good DM.
She doesn't think it about herself, but she is.
I would cry, and they would be like, "Why is this lady crying?" I would literally just be like, "Oh."
Yeah, basically all of my Warhammer 40,000 minis are like pieces of starter boxes mixed with stuff friends have given me. It's like none of it is cohesive, actually.
You've got a Lego box.
Like half of the stuff is broken because it's just been sitting in a box and moved from Washington to Texas. I do not put a lot of time, energy, or effort into that.
Well, you also went through a huge Magic the Gathering phase.
I have probably have $8,000 worth.
You went through a huge Magic the Gathering phase, and
Not
that
a lot of work.
Was it a phase though?
yeah.
Has he ever not been in a Magic the Gathering phase?
Yeah.
I have no interest in playing right now.
Okay, that's fair.
Braden asked me a couple times, "Hey, do you play at lunch?" And I'm like, "No, I just don't want to play Magic ever again. Honestly, not ever again, but
Fair. Once you get out, stay out. That's a good mentality.
I'm very happy.
That's
to
how
not
I've been
be
with
playing.
League.
It's so ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree. I could, but at the same time, nostalgia factor is way more valuable to me than selling those minis.
You selling the minis or selling the cards?
The minis, he was saying that because Games Workshop prices are so insane right now, all your old stuff you could just sell for a lot of money, which is true.
You've got a few things that are like that.
I've got some
He's kind of got a
really,
heart.
The
really
bonus,
rare collectible magic cards that are incredibly hard to get these days.
the bonus of being a hobbyist is that sometimes your hobby takes off and you have a whole bunch of stuff that's way more valuable than it used to.
Also, did you see the Magic the Gathering content for Extra Life
Yeah,
that they put out? I thought it was so cute.
agree. They did a good job with that. Their secret lair content has been really good, which is just like a little box of just art redesigns of cards with just like various artists from across the space, and like some of them have like cool
why I still
different
got mine.
themes and stuff like that. Like there was one that was like a rock and roll theme where they had this like cool rock and roll art versions of cards and stuff like that. One that was like all puppies where they just like replaced all the card art with puppies and stuff.
The D&D Extra Life book has been pretty critically panned
What is that?
across the board. People don't like it
Oh, no.
because they've made a lot of like big leaps and strides with like improving their stat blocks and like fixing kind of some of the game mechanics they don't like and stuff.
Yeah.
But the whatever it is, like Riz and Boo's Tome of Villainy or whatever, it's something along those lines. But it has some really cool art and some really cool characters in it, but all of the stat blocks are just awful, apparently. Not only awful compared to the new standard that like Fizban set and the new books coming out are setting, but just like bad stat blocks by general terms.
You're talking about Extra Life?
So Wizards is teamed up with Extra Life.
Yeah,
So they did a Extra Life book.
I saw that the one that has the cat on it, the
Maybe,
cute little cat art.
I don't know. Maybe it's a like villain book.
What I don't understand for me, like Wizards of the Coast has this series of books for D&D that's like it's a player's handbook, dungeon master's guide, monster manual, and book of dungeons that are made for like kids and young adults. They're like slimmed down rules that are like very much geared to, I want to run a game for my 14-year-old. Here's how I would do it.
Mhm.
Or my 8-year-old. Here's how I would do it. And those books are really, really good. They're super well done. They're very well made. They're like just overall top quality product. And Wizards does like no advertising for it. I feel like that's the kind of thing where you have that as a framework. You pitch those along with like an adventure built for Extra Life, and give some of the proceeds from this like promotion to Extra Life, and that would have been way better.
Yeah.
Than coming up with a new book. Because those books are really good. I thought about buying them quite a few times. It'd be nice to just like have another version of rules that anyone could run, kids and stuff.
Yeah. I think that would be super cool. And if yet to happen, those kids are busy as heck.
Cool for
It's
school,
hard
man.
being a kid, dude.
It's hard being in band,
You know, life
singing, dancing.
gets so much easier when you
Oh, it's so much easier. So hard being a kid. Well,
Vinny's
typical.
gonna be fucking sick, dude.
I don't think I have anything that
Appreciated and valued. Or like hobby stuff. I used to have Pokemon cards.
worth any money.
the only
I mean,
thing
you have
that
a house.
yeah, that's literally it. I was about to say the
Your
only
Ash
thing.
statue, maybe?
No.
I mean,
I don't know if they sell those anymore. Maybe.
You
all of his metal pieces are gonna be gold.
cute.
Oh, I know. You're calling shit.
No, those went out of date. Those
Oh,
those
it's
lose
good.
value as soon as you drive them off the lot.
Oh, that's a good point. If you were to get something equivalent now, it would be significantly more expensive. But the ones that you
Every year they put out a new edition. So
I mean, if they even wait for an entire year to go by.
Middle of the curriculum, put out a new edition.
So just kind of crasher.
Are you? What time is it?
It's 10 o'clock.
Is it? Dude, it's been a week. I don't blame you.
We
We are you.
Okay, Robert.
What did you say?
I don't know. It's like, jeez. And the Robert was like, fuck you.
Goal? Amber Temple?
I want to be reminded of the Amber Temple.
I do.
Think of the Amber Temple, I think of us fighting.
True. Y'all did bicker a bit at the end.
Did we?
That was when Brooke decided to stand for something. That something was leaving the party.
I thought it was after the Amber Temple.
I mean, it
It
was.
was right after the Amber Temple, though.
I just don't associate it with the. I associate the guy. Guy.
I do like it. Him. And his obsession with bread.
It was cloak bread.
He had.
Pocket bread too.
I gave him. That was a cloak of useful items, but all of the items were bread, basically. So it had like patches all over it that when you pulled them off, they would turn into.
Just crashing because the work I'm doing right now is rather monotonous. Monotony. Not mutiny. Monotony.
Midnight. I think my house is the only thing that's gone up in value over time. Technically, I've gone up in value over time. Me as a person.
You have so much intrinsic value. Become more valuable every minute.
My body has depreciated. But yes it is.
My body may be falling apart. That doesn't mean it's depreciating in value.
I wouldn't
Anything
fucking
is
pay for
more
this.
rare.
If we had to pay for a host body, I would not. This would be the bargain bin. This would be like a, hey, you want one that has a chronic illness? I'll give you 75% off.
Nah, you just don't have a good enough salesperson to work in
Yeah,
that pitch.
I agree.
It's
You just kind of work
a rare
around that.
experience. It builds a lot of character,
Oh.
so you get to like everyone says that the whole reason that humans enjoy their life is because life is fleeting. You get to just have more of that.
You've watched enough of The Good Place, sir.
I watched all of The Good Place.
That is enough. No. But yeah, win of the week. Man.
Yeah, I just kind of feel like I haven't hit any like wins or losses quite yet.
I mean, I had some losses for sure. I definitely am missing the boat on some of my like. I wanted to. It doesn't really matter. I'm gonna show up and it'll be fine.
You're no.
Kind of crazy. It's almost like, I know you can always kind of just, you can do infinite amount of stuff, but I feel like you hit diminishing returns at a certain point. And it's like, is there really that much that you would
So
could do that other than just like you know,
Well, you also have to consider that
being professional or something. I don't know.
like Tibbers has a lot of like I want to work on my stream project, but she doesn't really work on them throughout the year. And this is the time when all of those projects kind of like hit a deadline finally.
Yeah.
Also, another thing is when you wipe your entire slobs or OBS of all of your settings and all of your overlays and everything you've put into it from the year before, and every single time you log in, all of your visual and audio stuff has to be rerouted. And so if you have 40 games since the last Windows update, that means I have to go and make sure all of those games are being captured visually and auditorially.
I mean, how many games for Xbox are you playing?
Like 15 or more.
That doesn't seem too bad. I don't know.
And some of them aren't installed.
Not to
Yeah,
like.
so
I'm not trying to diminish the amount of work.
no. I just like right now, what games do you have installed?
I
Yeah,
have every game
I
have,
didn't
all
have any of them.
But
But why?
because of Windows updates, it is
No,
uninstall stuff
it's
on your
because-
computer.
I have a new computer, and I haven't played those games since last year.
All them forever,
You mean like 2 weeks ago?
or like 8 months ago.
Because 8 months ago, I would have not had this computer.
Oh,
Also, 8 months ago, I still wouldn't. I would have not had OBS, so I wouldn't have had. It wouldn't be captured on OBS anyway. Because that happened in like July.
I mean, maybe your computer just has a lot of weird stuff about it. Because, like, for me, if I were to completely delete every game that I currently have on my computer, I'd be like, I need to reinstall all of my new games, which happened when I switched over to that computer. And it took like 10 minutes to just hit download on all of them on Steam and like a couple other games, and then just walk away and it's done.
And then you gotta put it into OBS.
That one seems like it's more of a like do when you play it kind of.
I'm not a do it when you play it type of person. Because every time that I do it when I play it,
Other than for Xbox stuff.
no, like even the other day, I couldn't start my stream for like 30 minutes because for some reason it wasn't capturing sound. What were we playing? Don't Starve?
You had some sound issue with Don't Starve, I think.
It was just like just logging in and turning on my stream and I put a new game in and I had to try and get the OBS to capture its audio, and it was like, no.
Yeah, that's wild. I don't know. You just have a lot more problems with the computer in general, though.
Yeah. But like also, do you have shoutouts, like custom shoutouts built in?
The like shouting out of it.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's a,
Do you have an emote wall?
I do.
See,
Emo wall's relatively easy though.
yeah. Those are donations. That highlight. All that stuff really makes a difference when you've got a lot of people in your chat. Like, I'd eventually like to have Stream Boss integrated and like have Melissa and Sergey and Aftershock and everybody like just come in and fucking murder and compete. I think Stream Boss is like such a fun idea.
Which one's that again?
That's the one where you start off your stream as being the stream boss, and then your chat whittles down your HP, and eventually one person in your chat becomes the new stream boss, and then they like fucking go at it.
Kind of
Well,
like the
What are they gonna do?
Channel Point, like doing heists and stuff like that.
It's just like viewership interaction stuff. Like, I like that. Also, just like, dude, like, I'm not asking anybody to teach me how to do anything. Like, I'm not asking people how to teach me how to use widgets or overlays or like commands or like writing out like combination stuff on my Stream Deck. You know, I could ask an It's guy. I could ask Day After Death. I could ask Robert or Orion or whatever. Sometimes that person will go and figure it out and then teach me. Or I could teach myself and never have to rely on anyone if I need to troubleshoot it ever again. And I'm a pretty slow learner. So it's like, and also I'm not super tech savvy. Even though I'm in tech, I'm just trying not to roll over Colin's board. But I'm not super tech savvy. And so it's like, it just takes a really long time for my brain to like click, you know? But like also just more importantly is I want people to know like what I'm doing when I'm playing it. So if they're interested in it, they can show up and for that thing, because I'm such a variety streamer that like my ukulele people aren't gonna show up for Warzone. I don't think.
I don't know, that I didn't mean that to come across so. Yes, but I just don't.
But that I understand,
It's
like
hard for me to understand.
no, like I get it though. Like I could just stream, right, with what I've got.
No,
And
it's not
chat
that.
with the understanding that it's like, oh, one moment while I do this game capture setup, one moment while I set up my audio. And I do that once every hour for 15 minutes at the start of every game swap.
I just feel like most of us just do it once and it's done forever. I've never really come across those kind of like have to fix it all the time problems. And usually most streams you click the start stream button and you have your intro playing for 5-10 minutes as you wait for people to kind of like notice your alert to go online and then start showing up. And then you have a just chatting section where you're like talking to your chat stuff. And like during all that time you do the 30 seconds to set up the game capture kind of thing and then you're off the race. But if you run into a lot of tech issues,
So
then
you can't actually do game capture and just chatting at the same time. You can't. If you have split scenes, so you can open your game and you can add a source. You'd be adding a source onto the scene that you have open.
You just add a source.
Yes, but then you'd have to copy that source to a different scene.
I'm not sure what you're talking about. I believe.
So like, so how many y'all got left to paint?
Infinite.
I don't think it's a problem. Also, what is this guy holding in his hand?
This is the thief, right?
Yeah. It kind of looks like a bag. It kind of looks like a cloth.
I think it's a. Okay, it's one of two things that it's either like a bag or is a like necklace where the print kind of got effed up and like there's supposed to be a hole there. But I don't think that's the case. It's got this weird edging on the side. It might be a bag. It's real hard to tell.
Yeah, these minis are so.
But I think this board game has like
Maybe it's an amulet?
80 minis or something like that. And I'm like halfway done with base coding them.
Yeah, I think so.
And then not even halfway done. I'm like a quarter of the way done base coating them. And this is only one small slice of all the minis I have upstairs that need to paint. I'm a slow painter.
I finally got to a point where I was like, fuck yeah, Monday steak baby.
She finally said it. It was only a matter of time.
So anyways, I finally got to the point where I was like, oh my gosh, I can finally buy some like minis as I go. And I can finally buy some like high quality minis. Like minis that really like art pieces that are just minis.
Yeah.
And then I mentioned that I wanted townspeople. Like, yeah, I want to find some like really good townspeople, blah, blah. And so my lovely, thoughtful husband bought me a fucking set of like 100 minis or more of just townspeople. And I was like, I'm not even through with the ones that I have. I'm gonna paint all of them.
Just gonna paint all of them, dude.
I have to do it. And love that I guess I have. I just, dude, like, I don't know. It's lovely and wonderful, but it's kind of like someone being like, oh man, can't wait to eat a chicken sandwich, and then they buy you like a lifetime gift card for a chicken place, and you're just like,
I don't eat it at that chicken place.
thanks, I'll never go.
Technically correct.
But and the worst part is like some of them are actually like really good minis. So it's like it's not like it's like a bad set. They're just not like super. I don't love them.
They are a wall to climb before you can get minis that you want. Say a shiny gold.
Richard? No. Also, Colin, I think I found the answer to your question.
Yeah,
Are you ready?
I am ready.
If you imagine, Ryan just got a brand new computer yesterday. And he reinstalled Windows
Kind of true.
and downloaded all of his games. It would take me 5 or 6 days to do that because of the amount of free time that I have in comparison to you, Robert, and Ryan.
I both understand because I agree that you have so much less free time. It's like one of those things where it's hard. It's also hard for me to really grasp because like the thing that always comes to mind is like, well, I mean, you could like cancel a Music Monday, do
Which
all
I
of that
did.
work, you know,
I did that
over the-
yesterday.
over the course of the Music Monday kind of thing. Especially since
It would,
it's
but
like
it
a
would be
stream-
5 of those Music Mondays
What?
because it took him an entire stream to set up his PC.
Yeah. Wouldn't it take you an entire stream to set up a PC then?
Or actually, it took you an entire afternoon and evening, right?
No, because I watched One Piece.
Oh yeah.
So it took me like, I mean, it took like maybe 3 hours counting the troubleshooting portion. Or 4 hours maybe.
Listen, I am totally with you on the like lack of free time and the free time that you do have, you're like, man, it's my only free time. Do I really want to throw this free time away to work on this thing that's basically just more work? I don't have the energy, effort, time, investment. Like, I just can't right now. I just can't do that thing right now. It's too much work and
Seriously,
effort.
go look up thing
you
where
know.
Yegi and stuff be for free.
Yeah, we'll definitely save those links.
Also, just another thing is like, I could seriously get all the Extra Life stuff done, like all the Onsite gaming work on the back end and marketing and advertisement bullshit that I would want done, like the basics, what I see as the basics done, if I was sitting in front of my PC while I'm at work. But the problem is like with YouTube and TikTok and IG and Facebook and Discord and trying to update like widgets and stuff like that, I actually have to like be at my computer for a good portion of some of that stuff. I can't actually do it on my work computer.
Wouldn't it be super easy to just bring your PC up there for a day or two or whatever?
I also like don't have time to do it at work. But like that's a free time that a lot of people have that I just literally don't have.
I don't feel that.
Like it's not necessary. Like none of it is necessary. Like none of it is gonna stop me from streaming or prevent me from showing up that day.
I'm still gonna go through things for them. It's just you're always chasing some amount of perfection.
Even I'm always looking to do better and fix what we fucked up on last year.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
it's
that's
like,
how it's supposed to be.
agree. As long as you're
You can't just show up to the championship like softball game and lose every single year.
I think a lot of people do that and have a good
And-
time and have a fulfilling life.
Sure, but like it's not even about having like I show up and have a really good time, but like fuck dude, I don't want an Extra Life stream to just be like, hey, I get $50 from my sister and I donate that to charity. I want to walk away actually like making an impact. I want to make a fucking difference, and I like Extra Life is totally an opportunity for us to do that. Like actually make a dent in someone's medical bills and like help a kid pay for dialysis and pay for like the IV alone for them to go and like, dude, helicopter fucking trip, like fucking Oasis. You know how expensive that shit is? And it just happens and like, oh my god, like I want to make a difference, and like my everyday job is like cool, it makes an actual difference, but it's not like super fulfilling in that sort of like way. Whereas like this is totally like I could do this every freaking day. So I do see it a little bit different. Whereas like I do want to capitalize, I do want to like use all the resources I can to have it be successful, not just like emotionally and have it be feels good, but have it be successful as like a charity event, like monetarily like successful for these kids. Which normally that's not how I view my stream. I mean, stream is just like I don't really care how much money I make. I want it to be emotionally successful, like on the day to day. It's the only time of the year where I ever actually care about.
Yeah, I think that's more what I was talking. Extra Life comes with a lot of its own, like extra weight and baggage and stuff that makes it a lot more than just your generic everyday stream.
Like you can treat it like that. You can just show up and it be your everyday stream. And that's fine, you know, but like for me, it's the same way that I treat my job, where it's like I could show up and do my job and like half-ass it, not put in any work, just show up, and I would still do well. But if I try, then it makes a difference. Maybe that's just me. I don't know, man.
It's just sometimes hard to look in and be like, man, thing that is like a trying thing just seems like it's doing so much harm. Like the extra life thing.
I think the idea of like, that's another thing. Okay. People at work and like people at school and like people in sports and stuff have pretty much asked me like my entire life, like, hey, if this thing is so stressful, if this thing is so hard, like, why are you putting so much effort into it? Like, why are you trying? It's a common theme in my life for sure. And it's probably because I've been on the other end where it's like not trying and the what ifs of like, oh man, I could have done better. What if I just practiced a little harder, put in a little bit more work? Like the regret that comes with the failure is not something that I would prefer to live with the stress than the regret. Knowing that I could have done better. Whereas like if I walk away from something having put in all that I could into it, then it's like walking away without any regret. That's a relieving feeling.
It's there.
Also, I could literally talk about this subject for hours. So you can stop.
I feel like it's a little bit of a touchy subject. Right?
Dude, it's for sure touchy. I even mentioned it in our team chat. Like, I think what's really important about that whole subject is like, I don't expect that from anybody else.
That's not.
No, like I really don't. I wish that for other people, but I don't expect it.
How do you see those fit?
I wish that people would eat healthy and work out and take care of themselves, but I don't expect them to do that. I want that for them, but realistically, they're not going to do it.
I think that those are fundamentally different in how it affects other people, though.
Yeah.
Really? I think
Expectations are not always verbalized.
that if you have the expectation that somebody's gonna fail, that's like a lot worse than I guess not having the expectation at all. I don't know. Not exactly like workers. Like, I don't know.
I've never been in a situation like a team or a school project or a relationship where I put in a bunch of work and that other person put in equal.
Well, we kind of just talked about how your worldview is so different from other people and different from like.
So if I don't expect them, to do what I do.
Yeah.
Because I do agree that it's like, I don't want them to overwork themselves. I want them to do as much as they can do. I want them to be the best that they can be. I want them to hit their comfortable work-life balance or social limit, and I want them to like know their own boundaries I live by that. And some people fucking knock me off my feet. Some people go above and beyond and really are like, holy shit, man, you went above and beyond. I never would have even dreamed of doing this thing. And like, some people do that. But like, when it comes to group projects and shit, I just assume that I'm gonna do all of it. Also, I accidentally put military boots on this kid.
Military sport. Oh, no, it's not. I think this boy's about done.
Yeah, I don't, it's a weird balance. I think that there's some virtue in having that for yourself and like striving for greatness for yourself and like really, pushing yourself and trying to be the best that you can be and encouraging other people to be the best that they can be. But I think there's like also a large amount of like toxicity and hatred and or like
I don't hate people for. I don't.
unhealthiness that comes with that.
No, it's like I don't hate people for not performing. I hate people when they legitimately are selling themselves short. Like when I see my friend and they're in a super toxic relationship with a girl or a guy, and I'm like, man, this is a really unhealthy, abusive relationship. You should get out of it. You should deserve better. And one, I don't say that to them. Unless they ask me my opinion, I don't tell them that. But in my brain, I'm like, man, you deserve better. I want better for you. But I don't expect them, like, you can do whatever you want with your life. And it's the same thing with work, where it's like,
Do I believe that is true? I don't think that's how you conduct yourself. Like that's not how you. Maybe it's because
people. They'll fucking tell you, that's for sure. Don't ask me like, hey, I'm doing really bad at work. Hey, a weird relationship with my parents. I may be like, okay, well, fucking be better. Wake your ass up. Try harder. Keep your job. Go to fucking sleep on time. Brush your teeth. Go take a shower. Like, do better. If you are saying that you want better for yourself, come on, let's fucking encourage it. Like, let's rev it up. There's no one in my life right now that doesn't go, I want better for myself, and me not go, okay, I want that for you too. If that's what you want, then that's what I'm. But if I have
it's probably the closeness to the, like, when you're this close to the thing that it's hard to see the forest for the trees or whatever. It's like
there's plenty of people in my life right now who don't fucking ask me for my opinion. One, they're not really close with me, but like, two, if they ask me, I'd be like, you're a lazy piece of shit. Get your shit together. Like, maybe if you did the bare minimum, you wouldn't be fucking putting all of your work on people in life. They don't ask me. Why? Because those people don't ask. Those people are not trying to better themselves. Which is probably why they're not, asking me. Like, I don't know if that makes sense. The moment someone is like, I have a goal, whether that goal is to be the best fucking Binding of Isaac player in existence, or a professional mini painter, or whatever, the moment
human in society.
Yeah, work their 9 to 5 or go to sleep on time. The moment someone says, I want this thing for myself, it is my job as that person's friend or coworker or family member to be like, I'm going to do everything in my power to encourage you to achieve your goal. If it is not I want to be an addict, Yeah. So like, and I put that upon myself. I put that responsibility as being someone's friend to take the bullet, because not everyone wants their goals to be something that they're constantly working toward.
Yeah, not everybody wants to think about. all their problems all the time.
But the moment that they're like, yeah, but I'm kind of focused on this, I'm like, cool, let's focus on this. And I'll ask about it, like, hey, how's your scarf collection coming? I know you had mentioned it. And they're like, well, I just haven't. And I'm just like, we'll just do it every Saturday. Like, send me some stuff. I'll help you out with it. I don't know anything about fucking scarves. I really don't.
You're not a scarf man.
I'm not a scarf master, man. I'll fucking listen to you talk about it. Like, also, that's a real life example I want you to know.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing goes with fucking shoes. I know nothing about shoes. And I'm just like, I don't know anything about fucking Jordans or fucking Air Max or fucking Yeezys. Like, I don't know all that.
Yeah, I mean that's like that's like you being like, I don't know anything about streaming. I pick out all these cute streamers that I really like, but I don't know Ludwig's or Stanz's or
Yeah.
Mizkif's or
That's me.
yeah, that's you. Thanks. I think some of them really are. I think this method that I'm using right now is much better than my first attempt at this. We learned, we adapted, we overcame our problem. Grew as a human being.
Live. There's
Yeah. I think anytime I go through that thought process with you or on my own, I was like, it always sounds so good. And it's just in the moment sometimes it can just feel so unhealthy. Like it's almost like that idea, like almost like any idea that you have, any thought, way of living your life, even if your ideal is Jesus-like, right? You can take something and you can stretch it to an extreme such to the point that it's unhealthy for you or others or stuff like that,
Yeah.
And that always worries me. So like, no matter how pure of heart you are or how just and righteous your ideas are, if you go about them the wrong way or take it to too much of an extreme, it can be something that's unhealthy. But I'm not saying that's where we're at, but I think about that a lot.
So I also think like a lot of people I make very uncomfortable. With like an example, at work, I take a break and I hit my numbers and I overperform constantly, and I do my fucking best. And some people are like, why are you trying so hard? You're making me look bad. And I'm like, listen, I'm not trying to make you look bad. And I'm not judging you for performing like where you're at, like all I can do is if I do less than what I'm doing, then one, I'm gonna get bored, or two, like it limits my opportunity to advance in whatever it is I'm doing. And the same thing was like in sports. We got dropped off in a cornfield 10 miles from campus. It's like, run back to campus. I'm like, yeah, bro. I've never run 10 miles in my life.
I think your sports stories are the greatest example of what I'm saying being the truth. Because
Both of those are pretty good examples of Colin's side of the story.
Where I was like, I think of those coaches' stories where they literally starved you half to death and ruined your physical body permanently, and like actually fucked up your life.
Like,
because they
doesn't
took their ideal to the extreme.
Doesn't the cornfield story end in you in like a bloody pile on the ground?
No, so the cornfield story ends me running 10 miles for the first time in my life. We all get into an ice bath and 30 girls sleep. Because they're like, why the fuck did you giggle and smile for 10 miles? And I'm like, because I fucking accomplished something I never thought I would. Like, and they're just like, but you didn't have to be so happy about it. And I'm like, you didn't have to be so fucking sad about it. Like,
Bitches be bitch.
and that's how I, like, dude, I can't change the way that you feel about me and what I'm choosing to do with my life.
Right.
And if you're underperforming or if you're performing at a different level or a different speed or whatever, like, that's not a slight on you. There were girls who finished before me that were pissed off. You finished your fucking 10 miles 30 minutes before me or an hour before me. And you still hate me. Why? Because of my mentality or my perception. It's you're outperforming, you're doing better than me, but it's because I'm happy with doing my best that makes people uncomfortable. So, like with Extra Life in particular, dude, I could spend 5 hours, I could spend 20 hours, I could spend 2 weeks working on like overlays and messaging and this and that and the other. I'm like, man, I wish I had just more time to squeeze some of this stuff in. And that might make people who aren't doing that feel really uncomfortable. It may make them go like, God, does she fucking expect that of me? And me being like, no, you can do whatever you want. Do whatever you feel is necessary. Like, but it doesn't make me want to stop doing what I want to do. Like, just to be considerate of your feelings because you feel like I'm... Like, that doesn't make any sense. We have the same goal. I work harder in wrestling. I run faster. I practice harder so that we both get better because we're on the same team. Like, when you win, I win. And when I win, that should mean you're winning. We're not competing against each other. At work, when you're my coworker, we're not competing against each other, man. As much as like people are like, oh, she's got better numbers than you, or like, oh, she closes more, she's got higher cut. It's like, dude, yeah, that means she's doing something right. Go ask that person, because it may make your fucking life easier. Go to those people who do intimidate you and be like, help me. Like, and be one of those people for other people when you're doing something right. And when you can like give people tips and tricks on making their life a little bit better, like, do it. I don't ever hide my fucking recipes.
Also, it's one thing to have an emotional response to something like that. Like, I think if you take your average person on the street or even your above average person on the street and put them in that situation, right? Like, their natural, like, the way that humans are hardwired to react to things like that is to feel uncomfortable. Oh, am I inadequate? Am I not doing enough? Am I expected of that? It's what you do after that emotional response and how you process that feeling, that emotion, that thing, and the results of that matter more than the feeling that you get, right? Like, I can feel embarrassed or upset or, cringe or whatever about some various circumstance, but that doesn't necessarily reflect how I want to act or who I want to be. And right. So it's how you then internalize that emotional response and make decisions anyway, or despite of that emotional response, that end up mattering.
All I know about Extra Life bullshit is that I don't care if you perform at a fucking 1 out of 10. I don't care if you show up and you're like, I'm just gonna fucking hang out in Discord, man. And like you're sleeping half the day. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it literally does not. The fact that you even like showed up.
Dude, with Extra Life, if whatever action you took resulted in $1 more raise, you put in work and brought in $1 more to a cause for charity.
Okay, also, something this year that
that's to
really,
be celebrated.
yeah, something that really like hit with me this year that's different than any other year is that I have talked to people within the last year and a half about Extra Life who did not know Extra Life existed and actually used the services.
Like Nerdy Gamer Dad and Oasis
Yeah, well, so
as
they,
like prime examples.
yeah, well, Nerdy Gamer Dad is fucking like a spokesperson for Extra Life. But like legitimately, he already knew it existed before we met him.
Yeah.
But it's like people that I went to high school with who like just talking about it, just posting about it, just like sharing that it exists is helping people.
Yeah.
And that's, it's so cool.
Like for those that are really putting in the effort and the work and the time like you to like really make it a good experience and try and place the most, like there's certainly going to be that feeling of, did I do enough? Did I try hard enough? Could I have, if I had put more time, energy, and effort in, could I have raised more and not ruined my life in the process to get there? Because that's how that goes. But at the same time, there's that aspect of like literally every bit counts. And even if your bit is only the tiniest of bits, then it's still something that legitimately matters and can make an impact.
Yep.
That's important.
Yeah. Because it's literally a bit, like a Twitch bit.
Yeah.
Matters. Your viewership matters. Your sharing of my post, your liking, your upvote, like all of that shit actually fucking really matters.
Why you should get a vote.
Also, this year specifically, I have tried to set aside time during the 24-hour stream to give back within my own community to some of the people in previous years who have supported us in Extra Life. People who shared the shit out of our stuff, talked the shit out of our stuff. Hey, did you know that my daughter and her roommate, like
2021.
Like it's been like really, I want to tell them that like them just being supported is enough. You don't have to donate. You don't have to play games with us. You don't have to stay up with us.
Mm-hmm.
You just being encouraging and not discouraging, because it's so easy to be discouraging. It's so easy to talk shit.
I mean, I just had that conversation with my grandma where it was like, hey, I'm coming into town this weekend. Oh, I guess we can't see you because you're doing your gaming thing. And I was like, well, I mean, maybe you guys could like stop by and say hey and like come to the stream, pull it up on the TV or something, watch for a minute or two. And I was like, that thought had just like legitimately not crossed her mind.
Well, also, there's a lot of times where it's like, especially generationally, they don't know how to do it. Like they don't know how, like what's a stream to begin with. They don't know what Twitch is. They don't know, like, so you say you're participating in a charity event. Well, in their decades, charity events were you go to a farmer's market and you fucking do a charity event, you know?
For the subscription.
And let me tell you what. Dude, it's so cool. I'm into it, man. Thank you for the subscription. I'm freaking here for it. But yeah, I get that because like my Pathol in particular, he is multi-generate. You know what I mean? But he's on Facebook and he sees that I'm participating in charity stuff. And he's just like, yeah, I don't know what that means, but I love it. You know?
I'm really curious what's going to happen this year. So there's two things. One, I I did the Ryan thing where I sent the invite to the charity thing to a bunch of like almost everyone on my Facebook list. Not everybody. Some people it wouldn't have been appropriate for me to send, but like just about everybody on my friends list, which is a lot of old people from high school and family members and stuff like that. And I got reached out to by someone who I used to know from high school, and was like, "Hey, I want to catch up. Also, I want to know more about your charity. I need to call you on the phone and talk to you more about this charity and the charity work you're doing."
Yeah, that's tight.
Also, I specifically reached out to my dad, but now I'm on speaking terms with my dad, sort of.
Right.
Congrats.
And I was like, "Hey, by the way, specifically sending a message to you. We're doing this charity event on this day. This is the website where we're going to be doing the charity event." So here's to see how that goes.
Just figure out that work. Yeah, that's like, yeah. Thank you, honestly. So, by the way, those Prime subs are just as important as like regular subs. Like they function the exact same.
Yeah.
It's
So-
free money, dude.
It's literally like free money, which is
I wish I could remember the freaking bit. Who was it? It wasn't Hassan that did it. Somebody had a bit every time. It was like, every Twitch Prime sub that you're not using is 15 cents off of Jeff Bezos' money or something along that line. It's like,
Yep.
you could take money from Jeff Bezos right now with your Prime sub.
Listen, Jeff Bezos doesn't pay taxes, but what he does pay is for your Twitch Prime subscription.
There you go.
So if you use that, you personally can redistribute the wealth out to us more needy folks.
cheese and rice. Jeffrey Bezos. Jeffrey Bezos. You can do
I can do it? I don't know. I'm so done.
it. Are you? Dude, I'm
I'm pretty done for this. To be honest.
To be honest.
also, I was gonna give this guy like jet black hair and it was gonna be fun. He was gonna like a normie.
A normie.
Bezos is get what you get when you order a space cowboy on Wish.
I'm just like randomly singing. Yeah, no, it's not Inside Out.
Oh.
Inside by Bo Burnham.
Oh.
Good movie.
Jeff Bezos was in it, did you know?
He played Joy. You didn't know.
Yes.
I bet you that has actually seen Inside Out though.
Oh, have you, Tibbers, have you seen the new Facebook stuff?
What do you mean?
A lot of people are ragging on them because so Facebook rebranded into Meta and Metaverse. The Facebook website is me and Shan still sing White Woman's Instagram once in a while.
Wow.
Yep. So Facebook, the company Facebook rebranded. The products are all staying the same, but basically they've like kind of announced that they're wanting to lean into VR and AR a lot more. And you know, a lot of the stuff in the announcement got a lot of flack just because Zuckerberg's a alien, but
Zuckerberg can
but it is like them re-upping their investment into the Quest and like mentioning the Quest multiple times in the like presentation.
They specifically called out like Beat Saber and a few other VR games too that they were going to be doing major updates to or something like that.
And working on making it more compatible with PCs and like ability to work with like with your PC and like not just have everything have to go through your like media accounts. And it sounded like pretty promising stuff from the tech aspect of the Quest, which I thought you would be interested in.
but there hasn't. It's been a lot of talk and not a lot of like, this is actually what's happening.
I mean, yeah.
I follow this YouTuber that is just like the test with Quest shit. Like he's just one of those that like before we even flesh out what mentally we're gonna do with this product, we're gonna throw it at you first.
Right.
And so I get to like catch up as things are getting leaked.
Yeah.
And right now the Quest is in a really bad place.
Yeah.
For streamers in general, like,
And I mean, that's the
content
thing where,
creators in general, it's just like a really fucking bad
where
place.
Zuckerberg and Facebook are like trying to commit themselves into this like utopian augmented reality world where you wake up and join a like virtual workspace in your VR headset and like shit like that. And that requires supporting their VR headset. Which, you know, at the very least, like, even if the project fails, the VR headset is so integral to the rest of the project that it will at least get support and then the project will fail.
Yeah, right now it has 0 support. Which is fine. Like, dude, it's so new. Comparatively, like,
New tech.
I'm not actually that mad about it. I know I sound sassy about it.
VR
but
went basically exactly the way that everyone expected it to. Like, it was a cool idea, but it didn't have the, because they saw Ready Player One as a vision for the future, something like that. It didn't have the development and the support and it didn't have the cool enough stuff coming to it from the development side to justify the big cost. And then the development fell off and the cost fell off, but the development never really picked back up.
Well, also, just like, whenever you create something and it's like brand new, it's like, all right, this is ours. We're gonna put a bunch of fucking shit around it. No one else will be able to create anything like it, and they don't get to know what it's made from.
Yeah, and that's
when you do that, that
like
means
that too.
No one can develop products that work with your product. Like, you have to be the product and the support, and just from start to finish.
I think most people
sucks.
can kind of admit that we're kind of like post console wars bullshit. Like, if it's good enough for the PS4, it's good enough for the PC. If it's anything that's on Xbox is eventually going to be on a computer too. Like, the idea of like cutting out huge swaths of your user base just like isn't good and isn't functional for stuff like VR where you have to.
This try this somehow worked for Apple, dude. Well, you know what's funny that you say that. It worked for Macintosh was. So Linux sort of functioned in the same way that Macintosh did for a little bit, in the same like sort of bit like they had their own shit, but like then it eventually just became like Microsoft made everyone else go like, well shit, we've got to be compatible. And then when iPod, iNano, iPhones really hit the market, it was like, okay, we're gonna make it to where you can't do anything with our products. You've got to use all of our software, blah 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 blah. And then in order to like, do anything else, you have to like jailbreak your phones and whatever. Eventually, it turned into, now we're so far deep in this rabbit hole that we're not compatible with anything. We're starting to lose money. Like, now what do you do? It's fucking Safari does not work with anything.
Yeah, and I think that like when you're like the leader of an industry, like Apple was, especially around smartphones, like the iPhone was insane when it first came out. Like the first iPhone was fucking alien technology, but the like now a lot more of that, like they have a lot of that backlog already built up, where it's like people are just gonna have iPhones because they want iPhones.
but I expect that to fall off at some point, even though it might not.
Well,
But
so-
we'll
I think every industry tech leader that makes a major jump in a certain direction, technical advancements, like something like the iPhone, gets their time in the spotlight where
Yeah.
they can have their proprietary stuff.
Mhm.
But I mean, it's been for a couple of years now where it is not the same.
Oh,
Apple's already not the proprietary like software side that they used to be. All phones are homogeneous.
yeah.
Like
You don't
all
look for-
top-end phones all look exactly the same. They have the same functionality.
Yep.
They have the same programs. Everything works exactly the same. You can FaceTime off of an Android just as the same as you can. All the new generation Android phones have the same exact FaceTime integration. They have the same exact processors. They have the same exact cameras. They have the same exact.
So, here's the only thing I'm gonna say. The only reason why I still have an iPhone is because there is one app that does not exist on an Android/Google phone, and that you don't have to pay a subscription for.
GarageBand.
No, it's the movie producer. Like Apple still does really well when it comes to like sound mixing bullshit and video producing, like editing bullshit and artwork. Like every like
I think that
online artist or digital artist that I follow is a Mac user,
I think
and
that,
I don't know
though,
why
even,
that is.
Even that, because I think that is becoming more of a misconception than the truth.
So I've been looking into getting a new phone. So I've been doing a lot of research into some of the like current gen phones.
If you can find me a Google phone that has a movie/video editing app that is anywhere close to the one that's on Apple,
Everything that
I'll
I've been able to find, and my information.
I don't have information about that.
My information is slightly
Cute. Bias?
not complete on this particular exact thing. But from what I've seen from my heavily Apple-focused YouTube content that I've watched, is that it is currently generally considered that Samsung's top-of-the-line, most latest phones, like the S22 Ultra, have better video editing software than Apple by a long shot. And like I said, a lot of software. The thing about
No, I don't think so. Actually, I have Motorola.
no one has the latest Samsung stuff right
Yeah.
now.
But you could get whatever app it is on an older phone usually.
No, it's software of the device.
Oh.
It's like, but and a lot of it has to do with
You're
their
interrupting. Hold on.
camera technology that they have. What I was saying. Yeah, I don't.
Closed ecosystem has been the Apple Strat since the conception. Amazingly, they had an amazing market share and a rabid fan base. And if you're in music or video production, it's still the gold standard. Also, because of that closed ecosystem, full control of the narrow app library means that they have to nail the important ones. They said, "Yep, I have a friend who does media production. She's my Mac friend. She told me the same thing about the Movie Maker. He made a cool montage of Lazy years back."
So this is like also specifically around like the most recent generation of phones. It's still not very accurate for things like Apple computers. Apple computers are the gold standard for sure for video editing and design and product stuff when you're talking about like people making digital art and digital production stuff. But as far as phones go, like the Samsung S22 Ultra, or not Ultra, but the Samsung S22, whatever the current one that they're on right now, is like the most award-winning, top-of-the-line phone in every department, like bar none, slightly above the current most latest gen Apple stuff. Like the current most latest gen Apple stuff is very good too, though. Like there's not much of a difference between buying one versus the other.
Mhm.
There's like some slight camera improvements on the Samsung phones. They have better zoom quality. They can do longer zoom stuff. The Apple one has slightly better dark vision and night vision technology, but they're really not very much different from each other in almost every regard. They have the same processors, same batteries, same like memory.
Mhm.
Technologically, they're very, very similar. Like, do you like the way that the Apple feel looks? Do you like the way that the Samsung stuff looks? If that's personal preference, it doesn't really matter. Well,
There's one app. There's literally one app. And I've been looking for years for this one app to be able to, because like Robert and I really, when the Google Pixel shit came out, I was just like, let's go. Let's go. I'm interested. Like, because I'm full Google. At this point, like, I'm not quiet about it. I've been a Google Calendar user for
What is the name of the app?
iMovie.
I'm
So I'm heavy, like I've got Google Home all through my house, Google Calendar, Google Assistant. I have a fucking massive couple of Google Drives. Like all of my shit is just like I love it. I love it. It works well together. I super love it. If I get my phone on board, I would totally do it.
yeah, I can look at it. Like a lot of this stuff has been in the very recent stuff.
But it's just rough, man. Like I tried to branch out and I got the Oculus, and it's kind of like my like Corsair stuff. Like I was super branded to Razer for a really long time.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, no, I'm gonna go get a keyboard and mouse and this and that and whatever. And like I branched out and I don't regret it. I think
You don't?
I love keyboard. But like my mouse is the best mouse I've ever freaking had.
I was someone who was like, you're a moron if you get a wireless mice are terrible. Wireless
I think you
mice
told me that
are
before.
literally the worst. Their latency is terrible. Their connection quality is terrible. Their like the fact that you have to change the batteries all the time is terrible. What happens if you change your battery in the middle of a ranked game? Like there's literally no reason to ever get fixed. That was 8 years ago, and that's not even close to the reality of the current world. Like some of the best, literally some of the very top of the line best mice in the world right now are wireless mice.
Yeah,
And I mean,
Because
a
they're
lot of that's just like
really good.
misconceptions that either like the technology improves or it's
Yeah.
just a misconception that exists the whole time. It's like the gold-plated USB bullshit, where it was like, I still have gold-plated USBs that are plugged into my computer, and yeah, they don't do shit.
Scam.
But it's like
But it
the
looks
same
good.
thing with wireless mouses, where it's like you basically get the same thing that like
I mean, back then it was a technology.
back like when we were in high school,
Yeah.
right? Like 12 years ago. was a
12
technology
years
thing.
ago, 12
But-
years old and
But even
50.
even like 8 years ago, it wasn't that big of a deal. But even like 8 years ago, it probably wasn't that big of a deal. But there were still so many people who were caught up in that mindset. Alienware 510N here, awesome mouse. It's wireless and wired. Your choice.
Yeah, I use the Logitech
Yeah.
Ultra Light or Super Light or whatever it's called. Yeah, that mouse is
Replace my-
so good.
I don't think I ever replaced my mouse. I think I still have that Corsair one that weighted.
I definitely became a believer in the lighter the mouse, the better the mouse.
For you.
Just generally.
It took me a while to get used to. I mean, my Corsair mouse, I bought it because like my mouse broke, and I just ran to Walmart in the middle of the night and bought
Yeah.
whatever mouse they had. And now I've
Been
had it for
there
like
before.
8 years.
Been there before.
But like honestly, one of these days I'll like buy a lighter mouse, and I'll just be like Rock Lee taking off the trading weights.
I have to get one of those. You actually use my extra life mouse pad that's like 4 feet long. And
I'm still deciding where I'm going to use that. I know, like, my work mouse pad is terrible, and my secondary, when I'm working from home, mouse pad is terrible. And my regular PC mouse pad is good. It's very good, but it's also old. So I don't know where I'm going to put what yet.
dude, I got one of those fucking Razer dual-sided like steel mouse pad when I was in high school with my very first computer build. Don't even talk about like that mouse pad. I think will probably go to the grave with me. Like it's so good. It's small, I guess, is the only problem with it compared to like what a lot of people like for their mouse pads. But I also don't really use that much.
Real estate.
Yeah.
I use a pretty good amount, but not like insane. I don't need a giant
I
mouse pad. I
use-
need a pretty good sized one though.
I have an Excel mouse pad, and I frequently run out of space.
I have an Excel mouse pad, but I don't
You run out of
use all-
space because your like wires get pinched behind your desk and you like can't move your mouse anymore.
Well, I have a mouse now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was the issue for many, many years, and I've proven myself wrong. I have proven myself way wrong. I actually noticed it
You're
last
just a
time.
gaseous mouse. You
I'm
expand
just-
to fit whatever container you're put in.
I'm just a mouse spreader, okay?
What's so crazy to me? The keyboard that I bought for my work, it's a wireless keyboard. The Logitech something, I don't remember what.
Mhm.
It is like packed. It's not a gaming laptop. I mean, not a gaming keyboard.
Mhm.
It's just like a general purpose. It is one of the like nicest non-gaming keyboards I've ever used.
Yeah.
And it runs on AA batteries, and I have been using the same AA batteries for 2.5 years, and they have not run out, and are not even close to running. And that's insane. The only problem is the keyboard has started to double type
Oh no. That's a big
occasionally.
problem.
And it doesn't happen enough that it's bad yet, but like, I mean, it's
You're a
getting old.
coder.
It's getting
Oh my
old.
God.
It's getting a little old.
When I
Oh,
did
that's the
my-
thing about the coding is that it tells you when it says right there, it underlines it in red text. And
Yep.
It's like, hey, you typed this thing wrong. You can't not. I mean, if you type
saw-
anything wrong, it'll fix it for you.
Really?
When I did
Yeah,
my
it's still
full
using it on
rig
computer.
refresh this February,
A lot better.
I-
I'm using something like Visual Studios. It's just like it does full autocomplete for you. It does full. It tells you programmatically what you're doing wrong in the program. Like if you had Microsoft Visual Studios for any of your like coding work stuff, it'd make your life so much easier.
yeah.
Or even something like, I mean, there's I think.
A real colonoscopy says, when I did my full rig refresh this February, I went through 4 mouse pads before I just bought one as big as my desk off Amazon, like 40 to 60 pure mouse pad.
I have a mouse pad that's the size of this table that I used on my old desk.
Yeah.
But my new desk, I used my Frailord mouse pad for a really long
I
time.
remember that.
Yeah, and then I swapped it over to my RGB mouse pad. That's like a 3 foot by 2 foot one that like is lit up. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. Oh, I didn't buy it for myself. It was bought. I wouldn't have. I would have chosen a different one.
You would have bought it first.
A different one. I would have gotten a different one. That was also RGB. Yeah. But yeah, no. I'm so baffled right now because one of the things that like really gets me about like working in like in some of the programs that we use, and like even in Minecraft, like it's like, ooh, I could figure this out. I could do this. I'm literally brained where I'm like, I could fucking learn how to write. I think that would be dope. And then
Minecraft coding is like the oldest school of the old school way of coding. It is so much easier than that.
If you can Minecraft code, you
Yeah.
got it. You can totally learn how to do it. I think you'd be good at it too.
I'm pretty detail oriented. Yeah.
I like like
I
pattern recognition of solving, which
I had a really funny TikTok that I showed Tibbers it the other day, and it was a person like talking to themselves about coding or like having a fake conversation about coding, and it was like one person was like, yeah, I use like space bars to indent my lines because that's how I like to do it. And the other person's like, well, I use tabs because it makes more like visual clarity between the things, right? And then it was like, wait, why is there boss music playing? And it showed a block of code where instead of using spaces or tabs, they were using semicolons the whole way.
This monster of a person used semicolons. Oh, I mean, and it was like cute, but it was also just like, you're kind of a fucking
TikTok
monster. You're a monster.
Yeah, you know what's great is that we have a company policy to keep two spaces rather than tabs. So you put your studio set it so that it auto replaces enters and tabs, auto does for you with space replacement, and you could, if any of your stuff is messed up, you could just select the whole thing and format, and it'll auto format the entire thing for you.
Yeah, I have some of that stuff like in my Excel formatting that's just like, I won't worry about it as I go. It doesn't have to be uniform right now. I'll just rule it out later, you know? And I think one of my favorite things is teaching people like little Excel tips and tricks. That's probably my, low key the other day, someone said the freak in the sheets joke to me. And I was just like, you can't say that at work, but also I see you. Where it's like I'm a lady in the streets, but a freak in the spreadsheets. And I was like, you cannot say that at work.
There you go, Colin.
To me, you can't. Anyone can say that to me because I will literally be like, yes, I can. But like, you shouldn't. You shouldn't.
Are you ready to call it?
Oh, here are my basic Pathfinder minis that I toss some paint on. Also, it's been a while since we've updated our Discord with photos of the minis that we've been painting, but I'm sure that after Extra Life, we will go back through and they still need a wash, so they're not like actually done, and they need to be
And they never will be.
That's how some of these get, yeah. That's how some of them be, especially if they're basic. Would you like to say something to that? But yeah. After Extra Life, we'll go on another mini painting day. We usually do in the holidays, though.
We've got Human Lizaster is currently making dice. We got Artisan Cheese, who's back screaming at children in Apex. It's been a while since I've seen them online. We got Kaleidoscope. Animal Crossing 2.0 hype. Let's fuck it up. Let's go. Alright. Well, if you want to send it, it's been cool. Been sitting here painting my mech with y'all, looking good. Heck yeah! I got my sexy dwarf and my gladiator man painted up. Sure.
This is my favorite mini, seriously, that you have.
I think it came out really good. That skin color is so nice. You can take the other one? Come on. At least give him a chance. I'm proud of that little guy. I brought him back down.
Pull it back a little.
Next time, your camera hooked up.
Yeah. I was being
And
lazy this time because we were stressing. You need to send your rating?
Oh yeah. Yeah, we do. I do. You want to read cheese?
Yeah. Sounds
We
good.
gotta learn how to spell the word arson. We'll be back tomorrow.
Fuck, I know, dude. It's you and Robert Day. I mean, hypothetically. Good night. Colin says goodbye as well, in case you did not hear. It's ARTISAN.
I'm gonna take that zip line up to the high area. Odin's Eye Gaming, hey, with a rated party of 1. Dude, this is coming. Appreciate you being here. I don't plan on being on for too